You are at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one is for Jimmy Joe Joe Jr., who says, rant about an American IP that you think could be adapted into a cool anime. Really get into the bones of it. For the record, my answer would be Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive books. My answer is going to be Hellboy. Hellboy is one of my favorite comics. I love Mike Mignola's art style. I think that I haven't even read that much of it, honestly. I've read probably more BPRD than Hellboy. But the first 2 volumes are basically a complete story. That is fucking awesome. And the influence of Hellboy on anime is already apparent. I mean, if you watch Shaft shows, you can definitely see some of the influence there. I believe they've talked about, being fans of Hellboy, and like if you watch the third Zoku Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei ED or something like that, it's a direct send up of Hellboy's art style. There's also elements of it in like Dance in the Vampire Bund, and Domon Seimon is also influenced by Mike Mignola. So like the influence is there, and it looks great. All the anime that has been influenced by Hellboy looks amazing. So like if we had Shaft, like, do Hellboy, it would probably be pretty fucking awesome. And I think the ideal way to do it would just be like a movie or a short OVA of those first 2 volumes. Just adapt that straight into anime, do it, do it pretty directly, and I think it would be pretty sick. Otherwise, you could adapt whatever random stories you want. You can make it a whole 13 episode, 26 episode series, just adapting the coolest stories and arcs, or the same goes for BPRD. That one could be interesting as an ongoing series that could basically go on for as long as they wanted it to. It is pretty much arc structured. It's basically structured like an anime. So, as long as they can capture the art style well, which, like, Mike Mignola's art style would translate well to anime because it is simple. It's not about, like, overly complex lines or color work or anything. It's more about the solid, bold colors and the very distinctive silhouettes and line work, which is way more to anime's strength. So, like, basically, if you did one, it wouldn't even have to be on the level of that Zetsubo Sensei ED, because that one has some pretty, like, intense shading and animation at times. I mean, if it was up to that level, it would be fantastic. But, like, just imagining, that ED, but it just do Hellboy in that style, it would be pretty fucking sick. Other than that, I mean, like, that's probably the American comic book I could best see translating to anime. I'm trying to think of what else there is, like, I don't really consume that much U.S. media, Oh, what if they made an anime out of, like, Kitchen Nightmares or Hell's Kitchen as, like, a shonen anime with, like, an anime Gordon Ramsay screaming, like, voiced in Japanese but screaming swears in English, voiced by himself in the dub if they can afford him. I would love to see an anime Gordon Ramsay screaming at people. I guess it's not an American IP. He is a Scottish IP. American. I'm like looking around to see if there's anything American that I can look at and tell you, and literally there's nothing American around me. I'm surrounded by anime posters on all sides. What's an American IP I even give a shit about? Other than Hellboy and, like, Batwoman, which is fine as a comic. It does not need to be adapted to anime.
Marijuana Man.
Marijuana Man? I haven't even read that yet.
It's pretty good.
Do you think it'd be a good anime?
Why not?
Why not? Well, there you go. Yeah, that's my answer. We're going with Hellboy. You didn't tell me I had to do more than one, so there you go.